Welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, and this is going to be a much more casual show. We'll just go through some of the headlines out there. We'll be doing some hunting for headlines, because today there just wasn't that much to put up here on the side. I started looking at things and I was like, nah, there's really not that much. Could it be due to the writer's strike that happened? Perhaps. But we'll be talking about some of that stuff, for sure. Yeah, let's start off with this Joe Blow headline that I saw. Talking about Jamie Foxx, health update, family asks for prayers, replaced on beat Shazam. The last report says that he was on the mend, that he was doing okay. Ask for prayers, that's when you're saying that, oh man, that's not good. It's been 3 weeks since Jamie Foxx went to the hospital. And, whoop. God damn, this page. Anyway, rushed to the hospital following a medical complication. And now fans are asking for prayers. This may seem like a dire request. Source told People last month. Okay, an incident occurred on April 11th. At the time, no release date has been set for Back in Action, his film that he was working on for Netflix. Wait a minute. So basically nothing, huh? It's almost been 10 years. Yeah, Wake and Alert. That's what we saw last time. But this article doesn't seem to say anything more other than they're really late to the 19 minutes ago. You're really late, man. You're really late to the party on this news headline, Joe Blow. Close to the actor are now asking for prayers. Man, that's all you got. That's the only new information. Those close to the actor are now asking for prayers. That's the only new information. The rest of this is just rehash of what we already know. I talked about Miami Vice. He was really good in that. I actually really like Miami Vice quite a bit. Wow. I'll keep an eye on this, but man, if I go on Twitter and I see like Jamie Foxx is trending, I'll be like, please, 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 kind of like, yeah, hope he doesn't pass on, man. Okay. On brighter news, Guardians of the Galaxy opens up tomorrow, guys, and it's expected to break Super Mario's hold on the #1 spot. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is expected to end Super Mario's 4-week box office dominance with a $220 million debut. 120 million! That's a little bit low, isn't it? Tracking for the Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Now, this is one of those things where pre-ticket sales don't really mean that much, because pre-ticket sales only mean something if you're living in a big city. And even with that, like Toronto is a big city. You don't need to go and pre-buy your tickets. It's very rare that you need to pre-buy your tickets for anything now, because theaters just put on so many shows. The odds of the only way that you need it is for like opening night, like Friday night, Saturday night, like the prime time. But if you really want to see it, you can go to the matinees that play every like half an hour, right? Rocket Raccoon will be building a weapon and is aimed squarely at Super Mario Bros. Movie. Ha! Okay. Super Mario Bros. Opening. God, Joe Blow sucks. I forgot why. I'm being reminded why I don't use this site so much with these ads. While reviews of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 are trending positively, tracking for the film remains uncertain. Sequels tend to bring out fans in droves, though in the case of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the hype might not be as potent as you think. Well, because the second one was kind of mixed, and this is a movie where you need to have watched Endgame, because that's some of the problem that the MCU has fallen into now, is that you need to watch other installments because these are not self-contained stories enough to keep you up to date. Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness really proved that one. And just kind of like if you didn't watch WandaVision, then yeah, some people were kind of like, wait, why Wanda's bad now? What's going on with that? Um, yeah. Just pulling up the Rotten Tomatoes for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because the embargo is down now. People have published their non-spoiler reviews. 79% with only 141 reviews. So that's pretty much where it's going to level out at, 79%. We know this is the last chapter. God, it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. God, Marvel, you got to stop with these. Longer doesn't necessarily mean better, and it doesn't mean it's more epic. I'm going to publish a. That's what. Hey, there we go. We found the inspiration for a short today. One of movie pet peeves number 2. Movie pet peeves number 2. Movies pet peeves. Length. Like it's 2 hour and a half. Like oh no, longer doesn't mean better. It's just it's one of my frustrations. I know it's like cutting out, you know, your kids some scenes, right? Because it's your baby. But some things you just gotta cut. Like you just ask yourself, does it mean something to the main story? Seriously, does it? Or do you just feel like that because you shot it and you wrote this and now you created it and it's hard to let go? Yeah. Anyway, it'll be James Gunn's final outing for this team, this crew of Guardians of the Galaxy. NPR didn't like it, so to watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is to watch a filmmaker under the wildly mistaken belief that the best way to get you to absorb what he's saying is by screaming it directly in your ear. So it's going to be a little on the nose, is what he's saying. Okay, a good review here. In addition to being the darkest, goriest, and most disturbing Marvel movie, it's also a contender for the funniest. Associated Press, Volume 3 is a messy, overstuffed finale. Overstuffed, but they still said that it was good. But you rarely question whether Gunn's heart is in it. You're not really saying too much about the movie other than you're just trying to praise Gunn. I don't know. I don't like snapshot reviews like that. Washington Post didn't like it. It's a sweet and savory morsel of storytelling drowning in a puddle of special effects sauce. Special effects sauce. Yeah, I don't like that because we've seen some of the TV spots where they were shot on the volume. It was just like them sitting on a green screen set somewhere, and you can see in the background the edge of the stage where, yeah, oh, it's supposed to be looking real and stuff, but it's just, yeah. That's something that's tiresome on the MCU too. They've got to stop doing that. But James, how are they supposed to go into space? Well, there's ways to work around it because look at what George Lucas did, man. He somehow worked around it, and he didn't get the feeling that this was just going to be just set pieces. I'm going to see if I can find a shot here. Yeah, like this. This is a token example of the green screen stage here that I'm talking about. And I'm going to keep this because you can see the edge of the, like right here is the edge. And it's kind of like nothing back here looks real. And I know people give it a pass because, oh, it's fun. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, it's Ant-Man. It's fun. No, this is not good work. This is not good visual effects work. We see it through Thor, Love and Thunder. This let's just shoot on the stage. Let's shoot on the volume. But James, it's space. How else are they supposed to get there? It's kind of like, guys. I'm still excited to see it. I want to see it. I'm hoping that he nails it. It's just the runtime and those visual effects give me pause. And they're saying that it's projected to 120 million, which is not good, actually, right? With 180 million, 118 million low end of the spectrum. Guardians, yeah. It will be lower than Volume 2's opening. Because Volume 2 didn't sit well with most people. Now, it will beat Mario, because Mario only made 40 million in its 4th week, so it'll be chopped down. This week, it will be chopped down to 20 million. But it's still going strong, man. Super Mario. Guardians of the Galaxy will have a big opening weekend, and then it's just going to hover there until Fast 10 comes out and then it'll dive off. Because people, I think, will still prefer to go out and see Mario over Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Sorry, James Gunn. And something that nobody's really talking about here is that if, let's say, Guardians of the Galaxy really underperforms like Ant-Man and the Wasp and only makes like 400 million to 500 million, that would be considered a failure by the studios. That'll be 2 movies in a row that James Gunn has directed, superhero movies that James Gunn would have directed, with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and the Suicide Squad, that underperformed at the box office and didn't generate the revenues that the executives would want. Yet they are still handing him over the reins for the DCU and the rights to make Superman in the way that he wants to make it without Henry Cavill. So if Guardians of the Galaxy 3 does not do as well as they think, Zaslav, you got to give a little bit of a pause here to the plan that James Gunn has, because his movies just don't perform at the box office. And people will say, but Superman never performed well at the box office. No. Superman should be like bigger than Iron Man and stuff like that. He's bigger. He's got more notoriety. You just haven't, for some reason, been able to figure out the formula to tell him that story on screen. Let's go into some live chats here. Bifer says, hey, how's it going? Bifer, good to see you, man. I'm going to the theaters to watch all 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies tonight. Oh, wow, you're taking in a marathon. Cool, man. Suicide Squad was day release. Yeah, that was during the HBO stuff. But you still got to take it in stride there. I like the Suicide Squad. But if this one doesn't, studios care about this money, right? And how could Zaslav look at it and say, well, while there's a small chunk of people that do enjoy his movies, like me, the vast audience just doesn't seem to like it. So do you really trust him with your big properties like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman to lead the new DCU? It would give me pause. It would have to. It would totally have to. If you're a responsible CEO. But James Gunn's not the CEO. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about David Zaslav, the guy who's not afraid to bring down the hammer on anybody. Because you haven't you've put everything in motion for James Gunn to drive the DCU. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And you know what's going to hurt? Talking about those runtimes, I'm sorry to beat a dead horse here, but the 2.5-hour runtime does affect things in theatrical runs, because it limits the amount of shows that theaters can put on. With a 90-minute Mario movie, they can play it every half an hour pretty much, right? Where Guardians is kind of like every hour and a half kind of thing. It's just, there's considerations there that have to be made, right? For sure. Volume 1 was instantly likable. Volume 2 took a couple of watches to appreciate. I like Kurt Russell in Volume 2. I do. The Baby Groot stuff didn't really work for me. From early reviews, Volume 3 is a smash hit, and from the get-go, I'm hyped watching it for 2 hours. I'm going to be watching it mostly because I like Karen Gillan, to be honest. There you go. I want to see what they do with Nebula, and I want to see how they resolve the Gamora storyline. And I want to see if you can watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3 without even knowing what happened in Endgame or in Infinity War. Yeah. Bifer says James Gunn is a gateway to the Russo brothers or Jon Favreau or Kenneth Branagh. Not quite sure what you mean by that, is a gateway to the Russo brothers, Jon Favreau and Kenneth Branagh. Are you saying that those are better filmmakers than James Gunn? James Gunn has got talent, but he's got to be. I get the feeling that because of Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy, he likes to work with a familiar cast of people, with the same people, and if you keep on using those same people in the same projects, it becomes a shtick. And James Gunn said that he won't shy away from using these same people in his DCU. He's got to be careful of that, right? Yeah, just some considerations going forward there. I mean, James Gunn might pull away from these great directors from Marvel. Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Maybe I'll be wrong, and it'll be they'll prove me wrong, right? Sylvester Stallone refused to say one of James Gunn's juvenile lines for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Again, see, this is what I'm talking about with James Gunn. Juvenile lines. He's got a certain sense of humor that works, and we've seen that in the Suicide Squad that gives a little bit of levity to the seriousness of situations. But if he presses too hard, just like Taika Waititi has learned, if he goes too hard with it, then you begin to turn people off, um, including people like Sylvester Stallone, right? Um, so let's see what he said. James Gunn suggested a bodily function based joke line. A bodily function. So it's either a burp or a fart. And the Rocky said that he wasn't going to say it before being tricked into saying the line anyway. So he got tricked into saying it. So he didn't want to say it, but he got tricked into saying it. So what is this? Cinema Blend says, Pratt, at the moment, Gunn attempted to make a dream come true by Stallone to utter the line, I gotta go take an S. Oh, okay. The moment played out something like this. Pratt, oh, remember, yeah, okay, so I'm not going to read that just in case it's spoilers, but he's got to go use the washroom, basically. He's got to go take a number two, is what he said. Okay. He didn't want to say it, but he got tricked into saying it. Again, that kind of crass humor works in small doses. Michael Bay learned that the hard way, too. His crass humor. He just flooded the Transformers movies with this crass humor. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. For sure. Okay. What's next? All right. Let's talk about the writer's strike because that happened yesterday and the fallout had started. We talked about this yesterday too, that the fallout from the writer's strike was going to mean like the TV shows like The View and stuff, they made proclamations yesterday that they don't have writers in, so they're just making the script up on the fly like the girls there. Late night shows, we're going to have to do like their own jokes if they were going to be on. Some people are doing repeats now. So as writers strike, will viewers notice these changes? We've got some updates with some movie projects as well, some other TV show projects. So will people notice this change? If it's a late night show and you're doing repeats of like, say, Arnold Schwarzenegger from like 1990 or something, of course people are going to notice. But again, I just think, hey, it's just like me, where here I'm in the morning doing this live show pretty much ad-libbing, just making this up on the fly. I have no idea what I'm going to say because I don't even have all that many show notes prepped. But it's just a talent that you got to keep up on the edge. You got to keep it sharp, otherwise you lose it. I notice that if I take 1 or 2 days off, then I really begin to fumble over my words. Just I'm not as sharp at it. So some of the late night shows will just do repeats. We know that. But what about some of the other shows that were in the works? Unlike the pandemic, studios have been planning for the strike for months, taking measures such as stockpiling unscripted programs. Okay, so they've been stockpiling some scripts, doing out early renewals. None of this even takes into account all the viewers are keeping away from entertaining, from TikTok and stuff like that. Okay, whatever. Oh, there's Kaylee Cuoco. Nice. What is some of the impacts? Well, Cobra Kai, 6th and final season now on hold as writers go on strike. So if you are a Cobra Kai fan, season 6 is now on hold. Declare pencils down and go on strike for fair wages. Again, I support the writers, guys. I'm on that side. I'm not on the team of the corporations trying to squeeze out every little dime for, cost-saving measures on writers when the executives get these big bonus bundles and buy yachts and mansions. It's just ridiculous. It's sick. It's vomitous, right? That they can't just seriously, at what point in your life when you're having like $50 million yacht, and you're like, how much? When is it? When is it enough? Right? That you say, I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to make sure that every person that I staff is going to be well taken care of. That they'll be able to go out and buy a reasonable house that they can raise their family in, and I'm going to give them a living wage. No, the stocks and the shareholders say that it's got to be all about profits, right? It's all about profits, and the way we get profits is that we shrink the labor force, we shrink the wages that people can make so that we can show that we're making money. It's like, but I got all the money out now, so what do I? It's kind of like, yeah, I know. Greed can be, what did Qui-Gon Jinn say in episode 1? Greed can be a powerful ally, but it's also the path to the dark side, right? Yeah, so if you hate, if you like Cobra Kai, it's a bummer that, yeah, it's going to be on hiatus. Josh Hurwitz says, we hate to strike, but if we must, we strike hard. Pencils down in Cobra Kai writer's room. No writers on set. These aren't fun times, but unfortunately necessary. The moment a fair deal is in place, we'll get back to kicking a butt, and in the meantime, sending strength. Yeah. So what else is being affected? Saturday Night Live. Pete Davidson's Saturday Night Live episode shelved. Will air reruns during the strike. So I guess Pete Davidson was set to return to Saturday Night Live at some point here, upcoming, and now that's going to get paused. Guys, I hope that this strike is over fairly quick. I do. But for some reason, I think that this is going to go for a couple months. Like, I'm thinking August this will be done. I don't know why. I just get that feeling that this one might get stretched out. And that sucks. It hurts the fans of these shows. It hurts people's bottom dollar. And then that, going back to the shareholders and the executives, hurting the bottom dollar, I hope is going to be incentive of them to say, yes, okay, fine. Some of our profits go back into our talents. Some of our profits go back into making sure that people are well taken care of, instead of moving a stock number that doesn't really affect anybody other than people who are betting on the stocks and making money buying and selling on a daily basis, right? It's just Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show also voted his support for his entire staff, telling Variety, whatever I can do to support the Guild. I'm actually in the Writers Guild as well. I couldn't do the show without them, and I support them with the whole staff. So Fallon's on the hiatus. We knew that. We knew that the late night shows, that was the first casualty, right? So we got Saturday Night Live, Cobra Kai. Anything else that perhaps, well, let's go into some consideration about, well, what if you're not in the US? Does the writer strike affect people outside of the US, and how the UK is responding to the writer strike? So rushed scripts, confusion, and blacklisting threats, how the UK is responding to the writer strike. Because the Writer Strike Guild of America, WGA of America, right? So there's still writers working, I think, in like other countries. Well, I mean, why not? Why do they have to follow the WGA? Well, if they want it to be shown in other countries, they got to support it as well. The Writers Guild of Great Britain was yesterday unequivocal in support of the WGA, reminding members that they will be removed from the guild if they take on work with the WGA jurisdiction during the strike. So they're saying even in the UK that if you still work, then you're going to get thrown out. I don't. Again, it's people. People have to work to make ends meet, to pay their bills, but it is what it is. So what is still going here? Is there anything? Because if they've got the scripts done, then they can still be shooting with those scripts that were finished, right? There are a large number of US-UK co-productions currently in the works in the UK, which in theory could be derailed by strike action. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power Season 2, and The Acolyte are among the major US dramas currently shooting in the UK. If scripts for those were unfinished, the productions could run into trouble if their writers had to down tools. Amazon and Disney have not yet responded for requests. So Acolyte could be, that Star Wars series that was supposed to be like a dark side user, the Acolyte. Rings of Power. If their scripts weren't done, then yeah. But on TV shows, I think they do like the scripts in batches, right? Like they write out the entire season, and because of the filming format of it, it's not like a weekly show where they film the show every week. It's they film it in big batches, so they should have the big block for Acolyte done. All the scripts would be done because they know what they got to set up and shoot, so that line producers can come in and start and set up how much it's going to cost to do that production. Same with Rings of Power season 2. That should be okay. Disney's Andor is among uh, shows known to be continuing production unencumbered in London. So all scripts were locked down for season 2 before the strike began. For it's the same as for House of the Dragon season 2. So you got Andor season 2, House of the Dragon season 2. They're not going to be affected. But things like Cobra Kai are. That'll be a short today, too. That'll be a short. Just to let people know what the heck's going on here with some of the fallout. Warner Bros. Beetlejuice 2 is among the major studios movies kicking off in UK. Yeah, Beetlejuice 2. I don't know much about that. I don't have the highest hopes for that one. Focus features Nosferatu. Robert Eggers' Nosferatu. 20th Century Alien are currently filming in Central Europe. Scripts for any movies shooting this spring should be in a solid place. The strike is having much more immediate impact on TV than film. Yeah, more TV stuff there. So, Nosferatu, I think, should be fine. Peaky Blinders, yeah. As I said, this is going to be something that'll be continuing on a day-to-day basis, updates as to what's being affected and what isn't. But if you were just curious to know what is and what isn't, there you go. Arglass Viking says, it's been a fun journey watching you hone your craft, James. You have a great humor and a patience, which is pivotal for YouTube. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. Even on days like today, like I started to look at the headlines, and there really wasn't that much out there. And I thought about doing something else, but it was kind of like, actually, I thought about postponing it, just doing the shorts, and then, I don't know, playing some chess in the afternoon or something. I want to get into Clone Wars, but it's kind of like, is there an audience for that? That's where I'm at. Is kind of like, is there an audience for it? I know all those stories that I published yesterday. There is an audience for those, so we'll see if those will start to get traction. I don't know. All right, where are we at? I wonder, would the studios be bold as to take shelved projects and put them out to the mass audience? Shelved projects. Like, that's a good call, Arglass. Like the Salem's Lot reboot that got shelved. You're onto something there. Yeah, that's a possibility. Why not? Hey, you've got these things in the can. What about the Batgirl movie that got shelved? Actually, no. Due to the fact certain things like that, like Batgirl, because they wrote it off for tax purposes, part of the clauses for legal reasons, because they wrote it off for tax reasons, it's impossible for them to show that movie now. Otherwise, they'll get sued or they'll have to pay that money back. I don't know. It's really weird. Shelved movies. Yeah. But Salem's Lot hasn't been officially written off. It's just been shelved indefinitely. It's sitting in the can for some reason. Okay. What's next? Nothing? All right. We're still waiting for that Dune trailer to drop today. I don't know what time it's going to drop. It obviously wasn't in the morning here. I'm just refreshing my page. Quantum of Solace. Still no Dune yet. Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. I'm just so hyped for Dune Part 2. All right, let's go over to the Joe Blow and see what. We rarely do this. Affleck at SnyderCon. Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that yesterday. What happened to Joker? Well, what do you mean what happened? It made $1 billion and won Joaquin Phoenix Best Actor Oscar. What do you mean what happened? Yeah, health update. We got that. The Clearing trailer. Teresa Palmer thriller series for Hulu. Sweet Tooth. Season 3 will be the end of the Netflix series. Did anybody watch Sweet Tooth? I didn't. Phantasm. God, those are that floating balls that have like the jagged edges that cut people, right? I think I must have watched the original one, but I barely remember it. Ben Affleck didn't jive with his standalone Batman movie. We know that. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 teases the irredeemable and unsympathetic villain. James Gunn almost killed Gamora in Volume 2. Well, that would have changed things up for sure. I'm sure, again, it's one thing that he probably wanted to, but Feige said nope. Chris Pratt, Chris Pratt bombed his first Marvel audition so badly he almost gave up. Huh. All right. Yeah, House of the Dragon Season 2 production continues. Thanks for scripting. Finished. Boogeyman, 4 new posters. Yeah. Well, I'm going to save this one for the Horror Weekly Roundup. Uh, Boogeyman, 4 new posters. That one's kind of creepy, eerie, right? The Boogeyman. This one is just the kid with the orb, and you don't see the eyes through the. Oh no, you see the hand here coming up from underneath the sheet. Yeah, that's kind of. That one's a little too subtle, though. I mean, you. Let's see if I can brighten that up. If I brighten it up a little bit, it's still like if you didn't know that that was supposed to be a hand, then um, that one might be lost on some people. What's next? Zippo lighter. I used to have a Zippo when I smoked, but now I don't smoke, so I don't need a lighter. This one's hard to see. I'll see if I can brighten it. Yeah, see, there's like cracks in the walls and stuff that look like vines, but leading into like an underground layer of some kind. I dig that, but like the lighting on that is terrible. Like you can barely see that stuff here. I have to brighten the image quite a bit there to give you guys a little bit of focus in on that. 4 new posters for Boogeyman. Okay. You know I like horror, so I'll be looking forward to that. Dune Part 2, new teaser and trailer supposed to be today, guys. It's supposed to be today. Trailer drop. So, yeah, I'll record that and put that up as quickly as I can, guys. Dune Part 2. We saw the poster for that yesterday. Reckoner, Christina Hendricks to star in psychological thriller. Cool. I do like Christina Hendricks. She doesn't show up in enough projects. She's done horror before with The Strangers 2, right? That she only lasted for like the first 20 minutes before she got done in. Sorry, spoiler alert. Um, I think she's got massive talent. Anyway, Reckoner will mark the feature directorial debut of Nisar Modi, who directed the horror film Breaking at the Edge. And he did Z for Zachariah. Okay. I like that film with Chris Pine, Margot Robbie, and Chiwetel Ejiofor. I really like that movie a lot. It's a slow burn, though. It's a really slow burn. And I like the last shot with Chris Pine in that movie. Z for Zachariah. Yeah. So that director's going to be working with Christina Hendricks, huh? Keep that one. Arglass says, I've watched most of Sweet Tooth Series 2. It's a slow burn with very little storyline progression, so it's probably saving the story for the last few episodes. I don't know, it's just something about it didn't pop off the page. I'm still trying to get through The Diplomat. Vin Diesel. Okay, so we've seen all those headlines. Let's go over to the Twitterverse, see if we missed anything. This will be where 1 hour. Okay, so 12:30. It looks like we're gonna get the Dune Part 2 trailer. 1 hour, so that was 33 minutes ago. So at 12 noon here, we'll probably get it. You know what? We're gonna do it live, man. We're gonna do it live right here, and I'm gonna cut it out and paste it up later. So if it drops in 24 minutes, we're gonna be watching it right here, man. Halle Bailey. She was at the Met Gala. Yeah, really looking forward to Little Mermaid, except for the runtime. Suki Waterhouse at the Met Gala. Did we even see Suki? Joanna. That's the only song that I know of hers. It's fairly revealing, isn't it? The West End stage adaptation of Brokeback Mountain. Oh yeah, Brokeback Mountain is going to be done on stage, right? So they're doing some rehearsals there. First look at Jonah Howard King and Dar Zuzuvitsky in A Beautiful Imperfection, a romantic drama telling the story of love affair between a young woman and a notorious Italian adventurer, a womanizer, Giacomo Casanova. Oh, so they're doing a retelling of the Casanova story? Okay. Sally Potter will release her debut album, Pink Bikini. You want to see her in a pink bikini? No, this can't be. What? You know what? Maybe I need to save this photo as my thumbnail. I'll pre-make the thumbnail. Yeah, maybe you guys can watch me do that. Make the thumbnail. Although I'm probably gonna have to remake the thumbnail for. Whoops. What the heck was that? Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to remake the thumbnail for Dune Part 2 when it drops, because it's going to show us something really cool, like a sandworm or something, him riding a sandworm, and I'll have to use that for the thumbnail to try to get the clicks. Even though trailer reactions don't get that much anymore. They really don't, unless you're like really over the top with your reaction. And even then, it's so weird, because I like the Gran Turismo trailer, but nobody's watching it for some reason. Nobody's even talking about the Gran Turismo trailer. I say that. I say that they don't get views, but then like 10,000 people watch my Kong versus Godzilla trailer reaction. It's really bizarre. All right. Let's go back. Rachel Zegler. Happy birthday, Rachel Zegler. Who is it that Bifer said that he's got doubts about Rachel Zegler, right? That he doubts her talent. And yeah, she was in West Side Story and Shazam 2. She hasn't had the greatest of projects to represent her talent. What's due up next for her? Other than Snow White. She's going to be in some. Oh, yeah, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. That one will be okay, but that one will have name recognition to it because of the Hunger Games. Right? Alexander Skarsgård. Oh, he went to the Met. And he was. Okay, so that's fine. He's wearing just black tux. What's going on here? I appreciate that. Yeah, you don't have to always wear something weird and abstract. It looks like the shirt though is a little bit unique. You can't quite see it. It's all kind of washed out here because it looks like part of it hangs over the flap of the, like there's no cummerbund or anything. It's like there's a flap that hangs over the waistline. Unless I'm not seeing that right. Anyway, whatever. Jenna Ortega, we've seen at the Met. Yeah. First look at Peacock's thriller based on a true story starring Kaylee Cuoco and Chris Messina. It follows a California couple who launched a podcast connected to a grisly string of murders in their neighborhood. Cool. Well, I do like Kaylee Cuoco as a brunette. Fascinating. Yeah, Kaylee needs to. I hope she breaks out more because she is a. She. We watched that movie. Where was it with her and Pete Davidson, where she kind of stretched herself, right, as an actress, and got away from that TV method of acting, waiting for pauses because people are laughing while you deliver a line, right? I want to see more of that. Of course, this is a series, so it's more in that TV vein, but she just had a kid too, right? So good for Kaylee. Good to see her working. She's got a couple of good things going with for her. The Flight Attendant was well received, and people love her as Harley Quinn on that animated Harley Quinn show. And then, of course, I like Meet Cute. Yeah, that's that movie with Pete Davidson that nobody ever saw. Okay, so who's this? People joining the picket line for the writer's strike. Which director would you like to see Zendaya work with next? Well, she's worked with um, Denis Villeneuve. Ooh, that's an interesting question. She worked with the Russo brothers. No, she didn't work with the Russo brothers. But the Russo brothers are kind of like outside of the MCU. Just pulling up her resume to see what directors she would have worked with. Mark Webb, obviously. Is it Mark Webb? Bulgari. Unexpected Wonders Director's Cut. What the heck is that? uh, Got to go with something like Spielberg, right? Homecoming. John Watts was, sorry, John Watts. Mark Webb was the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, right? Bulgari, lots of TV commercials. Who would I like to see her work with? Fincher. You know what I'd like to see her appear in? Um, I never thought I'd be saying this, but I'd like to see her in a Knives Out. Seeing her as a Knives Out would be kind of cool. And yeah, the third Knives Out. Ridley Scott on Gladiator 2, Arglass says. Well, that would be kind of cool. Yeah. Zendaya, Ridley Scott. Yeah. Not feeling the brunette Kaylee, but it's all about the humor with me. Yeah. Chris Schober says, hey, Chris, how's it going? We're just going through some headlines here as we await the Dune Part 2 trailer that's going to drop in about 16 minutes, hopefully. I'm going to go over, it's Paramount, right? Paramount is, so I'm going to pull up the Paramount. I think it's Paramount, isn't it? Pull up that page. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's not. No, it's not. What production? Why am I drawing a blank on it? Is it 20th Century Studios? Legendary? Warner Bros. Sorry, Warner Bros. Yeah, Warner Bros. And Legendary. So what we'll do is we'll pull up Warner Bros. Website or YouTube channel, and we'll be clicking the refresh button on that one. Notify me. Upcoming. Premieres at 11:59, so in about 9 minutes, guys, we'll be watching the Dune Part 2 trailer. 12 minutes. All right. So get ready for that. So I got to get prepared for my trailer reaction for this. We'll pull up the IMDb. So we can go to that after the trailer. And we'll watch it live here today. Chris Chopper says, I'm really having healthy protein shake this morning with oranges, watermelon, strawberries, pineapple, broccoli, and a lime. So, well, that's too much sugars for me. My morning shakes are frozen avocado and frozen blueberries. Not that much, like 1/3 of a cup each. And then I got a celery stick in it with cucumber and half a banana. So that's all the sweetness that I would take in it. But then I also put in I put in some ginger and garlic into it as well, in my shakes, my smoothies. Yeah. All right. As we are waiting for Dune Part 2 trailer, the countdown comes in 11 minutes. Let's just jam. Why not? Let's see how many people are in the queue there. Wow, 11,000 people are waiting for this trailer. We're gonna film it here, live, right now. 11 minutes. Are you guys hyped? I'm guessing that this is going to be the trailer that dropped at. This is going to be the trailer that dropped at the CinemaCon, right? Let's move over a little bit so you can see. That's cool. Have you watched the trailer for 2 or Fast 10 yet? No. I wasn't hyped, but now you've ramped me up for this trailer reveal. I'm doing a kind of a digging it in. My mind is going Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Let's go. We got 8 minutes till the Doom Part 2 trailer. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing because it's so cold. So yeah, so you know how to feel it all. Yes, Dune Part 2, Dune Part 7 minutes. Better set over the audio so you guys will be able to hear it. Comes up. I'm guessing that there's probably maybe going to be kind of a. There could be a commercial too. It is YouTube. Yeah. Maybe I need to change my description on my streaming title here. Maybe we'll do that. Doom Part 2 live reaction. There. Put that up there. Whoops. Change the title of the show. We're still waiting 5 more minutes. I'm not going to play anything too cool. Nothing too hard. Nothing too hard. Nothing too hard. Oh, they're getting spammed really hard over there on Warner Bros. They're getting spammed badly. So I'm going to stop their chat so that I don't get confused. I just want to be able to watch the trailer. Oh yes, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know what you feel like. I don't know what you feel like you. What you don't know what you. And you get up to feel like you can never go. And you never feel like what you can go. Oh yes. I'm just fooling around here, guys. Trying to work on trying to scream, like work on my not on my fries, not my vocal fries like that, not like that. But I've really been trying to do it so that I don't hurt my voice. I've been trying to learn the techniques. It's hard, man, because I gotta be very protective of my voice. What was the one lesson I learned today? Well, taking a pen and putting it in your mouth. And then you put your tongue over the mouth. And that's how you know if you're singing in the proper spot for resonating in your nasal or something like that. Oh, it's weird, man. But hey, if you want to learn how to sing, you can't be afraid of looking weird. Sounds a little bit like Eddie Vedder a little bit. Yeah, kind of like that. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay, guys, we're getting close. Either my clocks are behind, or because my clocks say 11:56, and that says 2 minutes. Oh, you know what? It probably says 2 minutes because it's like 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That's why. As you feel, if I really try to push it up into my nasal cavity, it begins to sound so weird, and it's all about resonating up. It sounds so weird to sing like this and keep it up there, but I gotta train my voice anyway. Oh yeah. Sorry if I'm really sounding weird. 60 seconds, guys. 60 seconds. You do it good, Eddie, better. Yeah. What is that song? Even Flow. Yeah, but that's in open D. So it's hard to play on a normal standard tuning. Anyway. Actually, I should probably learn some Eddie Vedder techniques. Because him and I would have the same, probably the same range. Right? All right, let's make sure that everything's ready to good here and good to go. We got the IMDb to go after that. This will be cut out and posted later. So once we're done this trailer reaction, guys, I will be signing off so I can post this up separately. And then I'll probably be back this afternoon with the shorts. It's just been kind of a relaxed, chill day. Okay. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm ready. Dune Part 2. Here we go. Oop. The thing about doing it like this, though, is that I usually like to get myself kind of all warmed up, ready to rock and roll. I don't know what the volume's going to be like on this. I don't have anything really set, so it's going to be really, really raw. Come on, guys. Let's do it. We'll begin shortly. Usually, if they're doing a premiere, it has that countdown on it. Like, starts in 2 minutes kind of thing. Actually, it doesn't have to be right if... Oh, here we go. Oh, that's loud. Yeah. There's the token YouTube starting. I'm just looking forward to seeing Austin Butler, man. And Florence Pugh. I hope they show us... I hope this Dune Part 2 trailer shows us Christopher Walken. That's what I want to see. As Emperor Shaddam IV. You don't need to hear this music. I've muted it, guys. I do like this music, though. We're ready to watch the Dune Part 2 trailer, guys. Are you ready? Here we go. Live reaction for Dune Part 2.
It's breathtaking.
Zendaya.
You see sand here. Imagine water.
Yeah.
If you dive in, you can't reach the bottom.
You dive in.
Yes, it's called swimming.
I don't believe you.
Huh. Yeah. I want to see their chemistry. Because if it works, this movie's going to pop.
Many secrets. But
Okay.
the darkest of them all may remain.
There she is. Florence Pugh. There's the music, guys.
The end of House Atreides.
Your father didn't believe in revenge.
Music. He was so good in the first one. Fury will rise.
What if Paul Atreides were still alive?
Ooh. Fade? Yeah. Okay. There's the Baron. Beast. Leia Sadu, Lady Margot. Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's freaky, man.
Have you
The
ever had a
white
dream about your
paleness,
first ride?
putting in a thumper, calling out a sandworm. I want to see him ride one, man. Okay, show us.
Brave, we all know
Show
that.
us, man.
Be simple. Be direct.
Okay, so this is really different. He slides down the hill to get on it? Okay.
Nothing fancy.
I understand.
Nothing fancy. Whew.
Nothing fancy.
Oh wow, Zendaya looks awesome in this. I'm sorry, I'm mesmerized by it. Yeah, this year, Dune Part 2, and I'm looking forward to that.
You'll never lose me, Paul Atreides.
Long live.
We gave them
Fighters.
something to hope for.
Oh, Timothée Chalamet, bringing,
That knife chip and shatter.
yeah, that intensity. That's what I want to see. Whew, we're gonna have to take a look at some of the freeze frames here, man. Dune Part 2, this November, guys. November 3rd. Wow, great trailer. Great trailer. I'm hyped. Yeah, look at this stuff. We got to take a look at those knife shots with Fade there. It's not like the traditional getting up on the sandworm, and we didn't see a wide shot of it, did we? Of him like actually riding the worm, but like that image there is so awesome. Let's go into the shots with Fade, with Austin Butler as Fade. Rebecca Ferguson there. This is after she's drank the water, right? Because her eyes are blue now, right? Is that how it worked? Or is it just a certain amount of time? Like, yeah, here, this line, he's like, oh, what is so intense? That's what I want to see. And you know Denis Villeneuve is going to bring that, right?
Something to hope for.
That's not hope.
That's not hope. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so we got to go back further than that. Yeah, this is Fade. That's Austin Butler. Looks like he's training here for something, right? Or he's kind of like in a gladiator-ish type of standoff with somebody. Maybe this is something that'll establish him as like somebody bad with the knife, right? Because he is one of the Harkonnens, right? Fade. Wow. Not much like the Sting version of it. And we know towards the end of the film that he's going to have a big showdown with Paul Atreides, right? Yeah. That's not Hope Chills, yeah. And this is Leia Sadu, right? Lady Margot. Is that somebody who works with him? Like the color palette is all washed out there, and that's cool. We know that he's going to fight with him. Because what happens in this movie, guys, if you haven't watched the first Dune movie or if you haven't read the books, is that basically now that Paul's working with the Fremen, he works to undermine the Harkonnens with the spice trade, right? So he disrupts all the mining operations so that the Emperor comes and gets mad at the Harkonnens. And it comes down to a showdown where the Harkonnen, with Fade there, he's trying to stand up for the Harkonnens, and Paul tries to take him on there. So, okay, so that's Florence Pugh, right? We'll take a look at the IMDb. The very interesting face mask there. The set design and costuming in this is breathtaking. Live, not live, James. Okay, yeah, so it looks like there's going to be some kind of a romance there or something, or she's controlling him, Fade. Yeah. Okay. I thought there was a shot of the Baron there that we saw as well. Okay, so most of it is just them starting up. We don't need to see that. I want to see the shots with the Baron, though. Yeah. Okay, I'm on board. Yeah, says our glass there in the live chat. Um, yeah, that's not hope. Great trailer. Okay, so there she is. There she is drinking the liquid, right? Her eyes are turning blue. Okay, so yeah, they're staying close to mostly the main part of the story. I like the blue uh, thing that she's using to hold her hair back, hair tie or whatever. I dig that. Very different from the 80s movie where it comes through a hill here and then he slides down on top of it. The way that those picks work is they hook into the side of the sandworm that opens up a gap, and to keep the sand out of there, the worm rolls over so that that pulls them up on top of them. Now I'm sure that they'll show that, but I want to see. They showed a shot of the bear in there. I'm trying to figure out where exactly in there is that. Yeah, you can see him putting in those hooks. Cool stuff. So, if somebody out there has seen this at the CinemaCon, let me know. Is this the exact CinemaCon trailer? Because I'm curious. And I'm glad that they didn't quite show the worm, because we've seen this worm. So there's going to be a bunch of them, and there's going to be a bunch of riders in this one. So that's what I'm looking forward to. All right. I can probably pick up the pace here just a tad to see if we can get to the part with the Baron. Yeah, look at the look in her face there. She's rooting for him there, right? She's hoping that he can do it. And just like that's the power of Zendaya too, just giving us that much information with just her look. Her and Timothée Chalamet are going to be awesome in this, I think. Like after what this trailer shows us. Yeah. Okay, so get to the part with Baron. They did show the Baron in this, right? Well, that's a cool shot. That's awesome. Okay, so there are more of those helicopter things. There's Fade. Lady Margot. I could have sworn that they showed the Baron, but maybe I got it wrong. I'm just basking. I'm basking in this trailer is what I'm doing. Because what it makes me want to do is go back and watch the first one again on how awesome it was. Okay. Fighters. Yeah. Maybe it showed the Baron towards the beginning of it. But that shot there too. I dig that. Oh yeah. There's the final. This will be like in the final act, guys. This is Paul against Fade. We know that that's coming. So yeah, that gladiator scene with Fade is going to be like the opening establishing shot. To establish Fade as somebody who's very dangerous with the blades, so that when they do this showdown here, it's going to be very powerful. I'm going to save that as my screenshot, maybe. I don't know. Cinematography there. Yeah, it's going to be on point. All of this looks like it's going to be on point. Dune Part 2. Okay, so, yeah. What do you guys think about this trailer? Let me know in the comments. I thought it was fairly good. I liked how they kept the relationship there with the mother and the son. They really showed, but they didn't show Christopher Walken, her father. They just showed the princess there. Fade coming into the arena. Yeah, like that shot. Wow. Every scene is art. Yeah, that's this Denis Villeneuve, right? Okay, so there's the Baron. Good. For the gun, yeah. Cool, man. Going over to the IMDb, guys, just to quickly wrap things up here. They have that new poster out there, too. That's the official poster. I dig that. November 3rd can't come fast enough, man. I think this is going to be a masterpiece. Rebecca Ferguson, Florence Pugh, Léa Seydoux is Lady Margot, Austin Butler, Javier Bardem, Stellan Skarsgård, Jeff Brolin. Yeah, the cast is huge. Tim Blake Nelson. Now, did we see Tim Blake Nelson? I don't think so. And we never saw Christopher Walken in this. We know that through the rumor mill that there's going to be weird creatures again in this. You know how the Harkonnens made that weird kind of spider lady in the first one? There's going to be more weird stuff like that, which I hope they keep true to, because eventually weird things do happen in this universe where like people start to transform into worms themselves. Which I don't know if that could ever be translated to the big screen. But I dig what I'm seeing here, man. I dig what I'm seeing, and I want to watch that again. So with that being said, guys, let me know what you thought about this in the comments section below, and we will talk about it. Hit that thumbs up button. You're watching Mirror Domains. I'll see you next time.